what's up? It's your girl Tamara, aka Girl from Harlem.
It's your cousin Juju.
And this is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee.
And this is the Guy Show.
And today we have a special guest. This young lady has come into the business of entrepreneurship and took it by storm. She's an inspiration to every black girl in the world.
Amen.
And she's an author. And we're here to talk about her book and a whole lot of other shit that she probably don't know she's going to talk about with us because we talk a lot of stuff. Not going to curse that much because Aisha's in the room and that's my aunt and I love her. That's my sis. I love her to death. But everybody give it up for Pinky Cole.
Yeah.
The genius behind the Slutty Vegan brand and just all around.
So many things.
Genius.
What's up, y'all?
Hey,
What's
girl.
poppin'?
Hey.
How you doing?
Pregnant. That's how I'm doing.
For the third time.
Very pregnant.
Thank you for
Double
coming.
interview.
I know, right? I'm
Thank you.
7 months pregnant.
By the way,
so I think I'm your first
by the
pregnant
way,
person.
no excuses.
No
Amen.
excuses.
She's 7 months pregnant and she's working, and you could tell she looks like she's on a run right now. You can tell.
I'm on the run. Let's hope I don't go into labor on this couch.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would go viral.
Not amazing.
What?
Right? Like, yeah.
Amazing.
Well,
We
that'd be
got
amazing.
some
I
plastic
called Derek. I
gloves
tell you,
I was about to say, what my baby father supposed
I
to
will
do?
hit him and tell him, get up here. We have it on. It's gonna go down. We're gonna break the internet.
Get the gloves, get some hot towels. We gonna
Listen, it's gonna be like the episode of Martin where the baby come out and shoot and we catch it out like.
I'm
might
not
go
gonna lie to you. I
viral.
ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all gonna see me at my weakest moment. I almost fainted when
You
my daughter
gonna
came. I was like,
Really?
wait a minute. What?
Man, birth is a beautiful
I ain't
thing.
gonna lie to
a
you.
beautiful
Birth
thing,
is
but that's
birth is
scary.
a beautiful thing when you're mature.
Right.
Yeah. You
It's
got kids?
scary.
Amen.
I do.
Okay.
But when you're not mature, it's a scary thing.
It's scary.
Yeah, no.
Seeing a human come out and then you see how they handle them like they just normal, like, you know, the doctors are grabbing them. Hey.
Hey, hold on now.
My motherfucking child now. You better handle that.
You don't realize how strong a woman
So
is.
I had 3 back to back. So I've been pregnant since 2020.
I'm trying
I
to
don't
tell
remember
you.
seeing you not pregnant.
21, 22, and 23. I have been pregnant
The real
with a
question
child.
is this the end?
Oh, I'm not having no more kids.
Why?
You not
I
gonna-
said
that's
it
gonna take
backstage.
now.
I said he not about to keep humping and dumping. Okay.
Humping and dumping is crazy.
You're not going to start at 5?
No. We already got 5.
Yeah,
so he has
because he
2
got-
older ones.
Yes.
So I'm not having no more kids.
Yeah, but
I'm
you got to
done.
look at it like this. Imagine 4 little pinkies running around.
No, I can barely deal with myself.
No, I'm thinking about, but I'm thinking about 4 pinkies running around there. They're gonna be entrepreneurs. You're gonna have
Right.
kids. They're gonna be selling food in the lunchroom. I could just see it.
I can see it too,
Hustling
but now I'm
from the
done. I ain't carrying no more kids. Here we are. This the last of a dying breed. Here we go.
We are catching the final interview of the last kid, so this is gonna go down in history right now. Because unless you have another one, and then we got to do another interview.
Absolutely not. Not happening.
So Tamira, let's go.
What is your biggest struggle kind of being a mother and being in business right now? 7 months pregnant at that.
Just push this a little close to you. Good. Go ahead.
Mom guilt.
Ooh.
Do we all have kids on this?
Yeah.
I
Dad
do. That's
guilt.
what they do.
Okay. So let me tell y'all something about mom guilt. So I'm super busy. So I travel more than I'm home. Right. So I got multiple businesses. I got businesses in different states. So when I started having kids, I'm like, okay, cool. I got nannies. I got help. I got everybody to come and be my village.
Yeah.
And while the village is good, you realize that your kids start running to the nannies and the grandmas more than they running to you. Right. And I'm being totally transparent
Sure.
here. So when I come home, obviously all the bills are paid. They get what they want. But that emotional connection sometimes is not there. So it really started to bother me because I'm like, all right, I'm the mom. Like I carry these kids and it has been challenging for a very long time up until recently because the nannies kind of disappeared for a second. So like I really hopped into my mom mode. So now I'm PTA mom.
For sure.
Now I'm dropping my kids off at school and now like they run to me when they need something. They ain't running to nobody else. So like I've been dealing with that for a while, but now I finally found a way to find a balance and not feel guilty about wanting to be a CEO and doing all the things that I'm doing, and then also wanting to be a mom and being great at it.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning. I'm a work in progress, but like I'm getting it right.
I want to give you someone taught me this yesterday. I don't remember where I was at, but someone told me this yesterday. They said that a woman wrote a book, a nurse, and she helped old rich people. She wrote a book because on their dying bed, she asked them questions and she turned it into a book. And the number one answer they all had was they wish that they realized that they had enough. Because the ambitious side of you, the need to conquer, makes you feel like it's not enough, and then you miss out on those moments and of like being like a parent. Like I have terrible dad guilt. Like my kids get whatever the fuck they want because I feel like I'm not there, and it's like I want to at least like if I'm working so hard, let me at least reward you without you going through it. So I understand it, but
Now I bring my kids with
I'm
me.
a man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I imagine
you gotta
I'm
see
a
it.
man. So
Yeah.
as a woman, I
Yeah.
could just
it's
imagine
hard.
it's a way different connection to the child than the
Yeah.
father has, and you still feel that. You
And
know,
I
that
got
guilt.
Irish triplets. Okay, so
Right.
my kids are
Ooh.
2, 1, and pregnant. So now I got my kids on my hip. So
Yeah.
I take my kids with me. So
I ain't
like,
gonna lie, I wish you brought them to this interview. We would have had them right. It would have been perfect.
oh no, they wouldn't have shut their ass up.
That would have been good though. But to be honest with you, I would have loved that because to me, I feel like the world needs to see more human moments
Yeah.
from the superheroes like yourself.
Yeah, no, that's
because
true.
I think that seeing those moments give.
So that
us-
means you want to babysit is what you telling me? Because
I
I
got
bring my
kids.
kids
I
over
got
here.
kids. Listen, I'm tell you something.
got a
Kids
video game
love me,
Okay,
and I
good.
love kids because they're the purest version of love.
Yes,
they
they
don't
are.
have
They
no.
gonna tell you the
They don't
truth.
have no preconceived.
Let me tell
thoughts.
you how deep that is. I was just talking about that the other day. If you want to know if somebody is right for you, if they got a good spirit and a good energy,
Oh, the kid
bring
can
your
tell you.
kids around them.
Yes.
Because they don't have a preference.
Yes.
It's just pure agape energy. And if they
Yes.
don't like you, they feel it. Like they're gonna show it.
Yeah.
So like if I'm around somebody, I'll bring my kids around to see what they do. If they
Yeah.
start crying, it's a wrap. I'm not doing no
Yeah,
business
I
with
agree.
you.
And my thing is, if I can't be who I am around my kids and around you, then I don't want to do business with you.
Absolutely.
Because that means you're never going to understand how important they are to me. Because that's my why.
Yeah.
And if you don't care about my why, I don't want to work with you. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's my why, bro. Like
And
that's
it's
why
two
I go
sides of
hard
the
for you.
business. You have to understand that the person doing the business is still a person at the end of the day. So there's another side of their life that is not accounted for.
Yeah, no,
So-
that's true.
What up, everybody? This is Ray Dangs, aka the Culture Referee. You already knew that, but what you didn't know about, I bet, is a new distribution company called Two Lost Distribution. They're the most technologically advanced distributor in the world. They distribute your music to more stores than any distributor out there, and they only charge you $3 a month. Yep, $3 a month. And they don't charge you any money to collect your royalties, so you get 100% of your royalties. Y'all know how some of them distribution companies be asking for, it's distribute with us, but they take 20%. These guys don't take any of that. They charge $3 a month to distribute all your music. And if you use the code GODS, which is on the bottom of the screen, when you add your discount code, you get 3 months free. So if you're looking for distribution, you need distribution, you're looking for the best distribution company to work with, Two Lost is the fastest growing distribution company out there. Mess with them. Tell them Ray sent you. You're going to get some money off. So let me ask you, where does all your ambition come from?
So I don't know how much y'all know about. I think you know a little bit
know.
about my story.
But the people watching might not. That's what I want to know.
So my father did 22 years in prison. He was a big time kingpin in Baltimore, Jamaican, and he got caught up. So the day that I was born, my father was being sentenced to 30 years. So he ended up doing the 22. So I grew up in a single parent household. My mother's Jamaican. She got like 5 jobs. She working at McDonald's. Okay, the payroll company. She's working at the bank, and she's an entrepreneur on top of that, right? So all the examples that I saw was like hustlers.
Yeah.
I saw people not take any excuses. I also saw people like not beg, borrow, or steal from nobody and really go out and get the things that they want. So I had no choice but to absorb that.
Yeah.
So while I was growing up, I would sell McChickens in high school. I would go to McDonald's and buy the McChickens for $1, and I would sell them for $2 in the cafeteria. I would sell frozen cups. I'm selling candy. Then I fucking became a party promoter. I don't even know how that happened. Right? So like I'm throwing parties. I can remember me and my mom sitting on the couch and on the floor counting $4,000 at a time. And I'm 14, 15, 16 years old. Right? So the hustle in me came early because I realized I didn't want to end up like my parents, and they were good parents, great parents, right? Always gave us the things that we needed, but I felt like they worked too hard, and I didn't want to work that hard.
Yeah.
I wanted to create something and build generational wealth so I could sit up and be butt naked on the beach,
Sure.
and relaxing and enjoying the fruits of my labor. And the last piece of that is I always had this mentality like I will not lose, no matter what it is. Like I will not lose. I'm a boss. When I was a kid, y'all, I used to watch Golden Girls with my grandma. And Laverne and Shirley, okay? And we used to cook in the kitchen. And while everybody was playing with toys, we couldn't afford toys. Like,
Yeah.
we would get hand-me-downs and all of that stuff. And I used to be like, I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
And everybody used to be like, Pinky, you crazy. I'm like, all right, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be a star. And nobody knew what I was talking about. Hell, I didn't know what I was talking about. But all of those things manifesting that really like came to life because I've been speaking that, and the power of my tongue really just manifested itself to what we see now.
Did you see anything that made you feel that way? Because I come from a background of like fucked up shit, right? And sometimes, like you have that revisionist history where you start looking back and you're like, why? like, why was I like that? Like, even when I look at my family and me are like, we act alike, but we don't think alike, right?
That's
and to me, it's like, and I always try to figure out, and I think my inspiration came from, I'm a Virgo, and I have a problem with being a victim. And I remember as a kid, my mother would treat us like victims. Like, your uncle's coming downstairs. Go down there. He might get you a haircut. Your uncle's coming because my uncle's a big drug dealer. He don't want to move this here. Your uncle might come. He might get y'all some clothes. Or, I need you to show up because we're trying to get our welfare check. And I remember I was 15. My mom was waiting on her income tax check. And I remember this day so vividly because she kept saying, you know, like school come, you know, you waiting for the check to come to get some clothes for school. And my mom was like, my income tax check come, I'm going to get y'all. And then it came. And I gave it to her on the couch, like, look, and I'll never forget, she was like on the phone and she was opening up like, and then she opened up and they took the whole check because something went wrong. And I remember thinking like, this ain't gonna be my fucking life, man. Yeah. I don't want my life to be waiting on the right check. It was something about it that I just couldn't deal with it. So when I see you and I hear you, I'm like, where did that come from? Because that's different.
It was two things. So the first thing, my mother is a local celebrity in Baltimore and has been for years, right? She's a lead singer of a reggae band. And my mother hair touches the ground and has since I was a kid. So we go to the grocery stores and everybody used to adore my mom. Like everybody, oh my gosh, can I take a picture of your hair? And I'm like, people love this lady. I want people to love me like that. And she'd be on stage. She used to do these big shows and concerts in DC and in Baltimore. And so many people would come out to see her and she would bring us on stage. And I'm like, I want to be like that when I grow up.
So you saw
that's the first thing. Yeah, dope. But then on the flip side, I'm Jamaican. So in America, I wasn't American enough. And in Jamaica, I wasn't Jamaican enough. So I kind of understand like people who are biracial, like you ain't black enough or you ain't white enough. So like they would clown me in Jamaica for being too American. And in America, I go to school smelling like fried fish because we cooking fried fish and dumpling in the house every day, right? So I always felt like the underdog. I always felt like I never fit in. So I worked extra hard because I felt like I never fit into anything. And that really kind of like gave me the battery that I put on my back to really like go out and really get it. Yeah.
That's amazing, by the way. I just want to tell you, that's amazing.
Thank you.
You are a superhero to young girls, and that's why I love that you talk. Actually, I wish Aisha and Dora, because people that's watching, she has a 2 female team behind her, and they get just as fucking busy.
Yes, they do.
That is like, bro, that's amazing. And I feel like y'all are the examples of what I think young girls need to see instead of the bullshit that they do see.
Yeah.
I want to tell you that.
And you know what? It's crazy because like, you know, I do a lot. So like all the things that I do gets highlighted, right? But obviously, you know, if I was doing something else, it probably would get highlighted more. But like I'm walking in my purpose and I know that there are people that are paying attention, that are looking up to me. And I'm just going to continue to do what I do.
Question. So I know because we did American Sesh. So I understand the idea, but I want to hear you maybe expound on it a little more is where did Slutty Vegan come from, the concept?
Yeah, that name is a little out there.
Okay, so y'all see my necklace? I got a weed leaf on my necklace, right? And it say vegan. So backstory, I had a restaurant in Harlem.
Okay.
It was called Pinky's Jamaican and American Restaurant. And at the time, I was a television producer for the Maury Show.
What?
I know people
you
don't know
was
that.
messy as fuck. You was starting all the trouble.
Messy.
You was
but it was a good messy.
You were chasing the camera.
Hold on.
I was chasing people with the camera.
So you was actually chasing people with the camera.
I was chasing people with the camera.
Oh my God!
But let me tell you,
we gotta find footage of this. Oh my God!
I've actually posted a video this week, but that was the best experience of my life. Because let me tell you what I realized from working on that show. I realized that it ain't just black people that got problems.
Absolutely.
Okay, it was white people, Asians, everybody, old, young. We all got issues. It's just who's willing to display their issues on national TV, right? But I got to connect with people from different socioeconomic backgrounds on that show. So I'm trying to make more political, right? Yeah. But there was an upside to it. Yeah. So while I was working on the show, one of my Jamaican friends who had a restaurant, shout out to Rusty's in Harlem, he hit me up and he was like, listen, there's a restaurant available for you if you want it. All you gotta do is sublet. And I'm like, well, I ain't never had no restaurant. I like to eat. I ain't no chef, but I like to eat. And he was like, just take it. The rent was $2,400 a month, y'all. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I started getting on Google, getting on YouTube, and started researching restaurant industry.
YouTube
University. And I encourage everybody to get on YouTube University, okay?
YouTube.
Now it's TikTok University, okay?
Yeah, but
I go to TikTok and type in everything.
But TikTok is still hard to search.
Yeah.
Like, you got to discover it on your feed. Or somebody got to share it with you.
Or you can search it. But YouTube, because I'm a little older. Right? So YouTube was really good for me because I learned how to operate a business from going online. I didn't go to any formal training. I didn't go to school to do this. So I opened up that restaurant, popping. Didn't know what I was doing. I'm selling oxtail, jerk chicken, and I don't eat none of it. And they like, yes. At the time, I was vegetarian turning vegan.
Oh, that's OD.
Yeah, and that's why. Let me tell y'all something about being in alignment. When you are not in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, it will never work.
Amen.
Because people was telling me like, okay, how's the jerk chicken? I'm like, it tastes good. I ain't never tasted a day in my life. I can make it, right? But I ain't never tasted.
I like that you said that, by the way.
And I'm being real, right?
No, that's real.
So let me tell you how God work, y'all. So because of that, and maybe it's not because of that, but I just feel like my time had passed in that space. I had a grease fire in that restaurant.
Grease fire?
And lost everything. I went from, as entrepreneurs, we all know one day you can have money in the bank and one thing go wrong, it's over with, right? That's just the art of entrepreneurship,
that's the
right?
Shit that we deal with.
Literally. So I went from having money in the bank, doing well, having a sustainable business, opening up another juice bar down the street, to literally losing everything. My car got repoed. I got kicked out of my apartment, went flat broke. Like, I'm down at the EBT line trying to get food. And mind you, I'm a former Miss Clark Atlanta University. I'm a Delta. I'm in a sorority. So I was always the it girl. Everything that I've ever touched turned to gold. And now this fell apart right in front of my face. So can you imagine if you got consecutive win? That's like LeBron winning, and then you have a significant loss. Some of us don't really know how to handle that, right? So when that happened, I felt like life was falling apart until I got a call from a show called Iyanla Fix My Life. And they said that they were looking for a supervising producer. And I'm like, cool, like what I got to lose? I lost everything else already. So I packed up my bags and I moved to LA. And I started working on the show, and that was the best thing that could have happened to me. Because can you imagine, I'm trying to heal from depression while getting to heal other people.
While you're healing,
right? So like I'm casting other people to get the healing that they need. So it was like free therapy for me, right? So that I'm telling you, the universe is always working in your favor. So long story short, they called me like, Pinky, we want you to go back to Atlanta to work on the show because we want you to be on the ground. It's only for 3 months. I'm like, all right, cool. I packed up my bags, I put my stuff in storage, and I moved to Atlanta. And I was in my 2-bedroom apartment and I was smoking a blunt. I'm gonna be honest, right?
Well, you have a leaf on your vegan tree.
I don't know if that was sour diesel or what, but okay.
Yeah.
But I was on cloud 9.
For sure.
And Slutty Vegan hit me like a light bulb. Now at this time, I want y'all to know the space that I was in, right? I was running 5 miles a day. I was reading a book a day. Everybody called me crazy. I'm like, no, I don't want to hang out. No, I don't want to go to the bar. No, I ain't trying to chill. No, I ain't trying to do that. Like, I'm really trying to lock in. Sure. And I didn't really know what I was locking in for until I came up with Slutty Vegan. And then I continued to do my research. Everybody told me that I was crazy, minus my 2 best friends. They was like, Pinky, why are you going to do that again? Like, you fell into a depression. Like, it was hard for you the last restaurant. But one thing about me is I cannot leave business unfinished.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to start this thing over again and I'm going to try a thing. Started in a shared kitchen. Then the rest is history. So, and that was 5 years ago.
So what was it about the idea? Because I can relate to you because I have 10 ideas that I want to do for a show. But it was when someone said, I was on the phone with my homegirl and she said, some of us are goats and some of us are underdogs. And I'm just a marketing mind. So I'm like goats and underdogs. God.
Oh, that's good.
God, I'm gonna do God. That's why I can't, because it's also God is in there. And for me, I thought like that, and I was like, this is the one, because I feel like everybody looks in the mirror and they either see a goat or they see an underdog. Every human. That's why I thought it would work. I had plenty of ones.
Oh, that's
but what
good.
was it about Slutty Vegan where you was like, nah? Because I know
right
you have. I seen you in action. You get I'm pretty sure you get 20 ideas a day. But it was something about that one. Dora laughed. I think Dora laughed. Like, you already know Dora. I seen her at work. She's like, she's a spitter. So I'm like, what was it about that one that made you say, no, that's the one that came from God?
it felt right in my spirit. And I never in my life ever felt like this before. So you seen me in action. I give out a million ideas. I give out hustles. I don't care. I'm like, I don't have the wherewithal to do all these ideas. Period. But that was the one idea that I did not want to share with nobody. And I'm not that kind of person.
Yes.
So I knew at that moment, I'm like, this the one.
But that kind of name is a little bit.
That's what I say. Like, what was it about? Because you could have easily called it Pinky's Vegan,
and nobody would come.
Call it Slutty. Exactly.
Nobody would come if I named it Pinky's Vegan. But what I did was I merged the two most pleasurable experiences in life, and that's sex and that's food.
Amen.
And we all have had sex, and we all like food. Okay.
Yeah, some of us more than others. No, listen. Let me tell you why it works. So I hear about Slutty Vegan. I think the first person to tell me is Shaka. Shaka's like, you never started Slutty Vegan's always a line. It was food trucks. It was on Northside Drive. Yeah. And I'm a man, so I got to do my research. I'm like, so I called my best friend, the girl. I'm like, and she's a publicist, so she should know everything. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this Slutty Vegan thing? And the first thing I wanted to know was, who's the woman behind it? Because she gotta be crazy. She said she's crazy. She is crazy. She is great. I was like, and I met you and you weren't as crazy as I thought you was. I thought it was like
I'm good crazy though.
A great crazy, a smart crazy.
Thank you.
But I was thinking slutty crazy. So I'm thinking like she walking around in bikini and shit, like
no.
Sluts and like, and then what I'm saying? But it made me interested. And it made me also say, I gotta try this shit. Because I need to understand the hype. So
it worked. What I created worked.
Exactly.
You know why? Because I wanted to do something so racy that it was going to make people pay attention, right? Yes. Being a television producer, I know that like that power of making people pay attention.
I love that.
And if I can do reverse psychology and make you think that a provocative word is bad, you can be like, well, what that mean? Like, well, I need to know what it is. And now I can get you to ask questions. Even if you're upset about it, guess what? I got you locked in.
Yes.
And when you can have somebody locked in, you can educate them on anything that it is that you want. Yes. And that's exactly what I did when it came to vegan food.
By the way, brilliant. Like I tell people, this show is my artist.
Yeah.
Like I treat the show like it's an artist. Like I know how to do what I know how to create things. I'm in the entertainment business. So all I did was say, I'm gonna treat this like an artist. And when I was saying when I started it, of course everybody is like, everybody has podcasts. I know exactly how I'm gonna pop this shit off.
Yeah.
Cause I know I'm a consumer myself.
Yep.
So I'm like, I only know about podcasts from Instagram.
You know what you want to see.
But it's like I know about, so my mind is like, and then we all have Instagram or with social media. How many of your friends send you shit all day? And all I thought to myself is if I could put something online that makes someone send to other people, then I won. And if that works, then it'll work. And that's what we did.
But let me tell you why treating it like an artist, I never heard nobody else say that except for me.
Yeah.
I treat Slutty Vegan like an artist. Yes. Slutty Vegan is Lil Wayne going on tour, right? Dropping albums. Every time I drop a store, that's an album.
Yep.
Okay. Like if I want to drop a single, that's a food truck pop up.
Yep.
Right. Like we doing partnerships and features when celebrities come. Like that's features. And because I treat it like an artist, look at all the people that I'm around.
Yeah.
I'm around people that have been in the industry, so I treat it like music artistry.
Yes.
Because that's how I can infuse myself into the culture.
And that's how you make it cool.
And that's how you make it cool. Because otherwise, veganism technically by nature ain't
sexy.
cool. It ain't sexy. It's green.
Yeah.
It's safe. And I didn't want it to be safe. And it's been working for the last 5 years. Let me tell y'all something. In the last 5 years, I've been able to open up 13 locations. My 14th location is Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. We just won the bid in the airport, which is a big deal. Thank you.
A huge deal.
I've graced the cover of the biggest magazines. I just was named one of 100 on the Times 100 list.
Hold on, let me gas you up real quick.
Gas me. Go ahead.
I wanted to bring this part up too.
One out.
You just went from a 8-figure business to a 9-figure business.
Crazy.
The mindset and changing that and getting to that place of to get to the first 6. Like, what was your mindset in saying, okay, I'm gonna turn Slutty Vegan from a 6-figure business to a 7-figure business to an 8-figure business to now it's worth over $100 million.
Slutty Vegan was $1 billion business from the beginning.
You better tell them.
It didn't have to grow there. My mindset, and I'm gonna tell you why. And for anybody that's watching this, when you start a business for the first time, you gotta treat it like $1 billion business. You know why? Because if you work hard enough, it'll become that. Yep. So in the very beginning, I got all of my trademarks. In the very beginning, I got the highest paid lawyer who was the best of the best, got the best accountants, brought in the best team from the very start because I already knew in my mind, if I'm going to do this again, You either gonna be a bear or you gonna be a grizzly bear.
Hello.
And I'm a goddamn grizzly bear, so I'm really gonna go hard and do the things that I want to get to where I want to be. So I already had that mindset early on. So now I'm just thinking about bigger picture. Remember what I told y'all when I was a kid? I said I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a star. And at 30, I became a millionaire. And by who's asking, I became a star in my own
For
right.
sure, yeah.
Right now, my conversation, if you listen to any of my interviews, I'm gonna be a billionaire.
For sure.
Okay, I'm gonna be a bigger star. Oprah, what would Oprah do? That's my conversation now,
sure.
because the power of my tongue is so real, and I'm manifesting all the things that I want.
But the one thing that you're doing that I think is the smartest thing is that you're aligning yourself with the brand.
Yeah.
So like it's like to me, Slutty Vegan is Bad Boy and you're Puff, right? And we see them as that. But
Okay, I
the
like
one,
that analogy.
but the one thing. But here's the best part about it. The one thing that when Puff became Puff, now he can say cologne, liquor, clothing, and that's what I mean by you becoming the brand. And what I notice is that all of the celebrities all of the companies that are winning are ran by a face.
Yeah.
In today's world, because they can't just buy into you. They can't just buy into what you're doing. They have to buy into you and why you're doing it. So they have to feel like we're supporting this mission. It feels like it's our mission.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I love. That's what I've been trying to figure it out for the longest. Because for me, it's frowned upon to do what I'm doing now. Like, Aisha knows. This shit ain't like, it was like niggas is looking at me like I'm the police for a minute. Like, hold on, what the fuck is Ray doing? Nigga, I'm tired of giving power to artists and them fucking it up. I know I'm gonna show up for me. So I'd much rather make $500,000 on my own than make $2 million with you. Cause if I can make $500,000 on my own, I can make $5 million on my own. I can make $10 million on my own.
Yep.
Cause I'm gonna show up for me. And I'm gonna do every fucking thing it takes to win.
everything.
And I can't bet my money on someone and hope that they do it. Cause it happens like, dog, the hard part about what we do is we don't know who anyone is until they get their first check.
Yeah.
And that's when they
a
show
fact.
their real face.
Yeah.
And that's when they go from like calling you, sis, to calling you, like, hey, homegirl, let me tell you something. I got shit going on. It's like, homegirl, I was sis yesterday.
Yep.
Oh,
That's real.
You got money now. You think the money is gonna protect you. You don't know it's gonna run out.
But humility is so important in
It's
this
so
business.
important to win. It's everything that you have to have.
It's everything. I don't believe that I would have gotten this far if it wasn't for the most humbling moments of my career. And even as I elevate and rise, like I never met a stranger. I'll never walk up to somebody and be rude, be nasty,
Never.
be mean to them. You know why? Because one day they might be my boss.
Yep.
Okay? Because the tables can turn. So I'm always good to people. And that level of humility will take you really, really far in life.
And when you have the name, they're really watching you now.
Yeah.
So now they're waiting to see, is she gonna be a bitch? Because she probably so they waiting to see you
Oh,
think
they're
you all
waiting
that.
for it.
And that's why. So you have to actually go more out your way to be kind, so people can see like this is just me.
Or you could just be yourself, right? So like that's the art that I practice, just being authentically me.
Yep.
And I believe that that's why I've been able to build like a cult fan base, because I may say some things that aren't politically correct. I talk about like I'm on the podcast where like I'm saying that I smoked weed and came up with my idea on like CNBC and Bloomberg, right? You understand what I'm saying?
incredible.
So, but that is who I am. And like, I'm not going to change who I am for nobody. I ain't code switching. When I'm walking in the room, I am Pinky Cole Hayes because I just got married. Okay.
Sure.
Like,
Congratulations.
thank you. That is me all day long. And as a result of that authenticity, people love it and they want to be attached to it.
I got a question.
Amen. What's that?
I hope you fail.
Love that.
Thank
Like
you.
what inspired?
I hope
you?
I failed too.
Like, what
That
Yeah.
you know the
So,
story. You gotta know the
okay.
story.
Plug.
Got
Boom.
I'm
So
gonna do the rest of the interview like this.
Wait,
So-
I have a quick question before
Okay.
you go
Aisha,
into
would that work for you?
What
I
did
do the
you
interview
major
like
in?
this. Dora, you like
Mass
that?
media
Dora,
arts.
like keep the face up, right?
That's why you did production. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, keep your fingers down.
So let me tell you the backstory of this book. So my first book was called Eat Plants, Bitch.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
It's
you know.
always this name
That's
that gets
amazing,
you.
though.
I like a good
looking.
cheeky name. You gotta meet the people where they are. But last year, I was the youngest commencement speaker at Clark Atlanta University, which is
Shout
my
out to
alma
you.
mater.
That's a
Again,
big.
all the
That's a
students,
big.
LLCs.
That's a big.
Yeah.
Find a way to make one.
Yeah.
Shout out to
and-
HBCUs.
And I gave all the students that were graduating LLCs, which was a really big deal because I didn't have a plan when I graduated. So the theme of my speech was, I hope you fail. So like I said before, not having a father in the household, losing everything. I've been broke. I've been depressed. I've been sad. I had friends betray me. I had people try to sue me. I done got sued. I got everything, right? I've been through the worst. But on the flip side, I've always been through the best, right?
Yes.
I built a multi-million-dollar company. I became a mother when a doctor told me I couldn't even have kids, and now I can't stop having kids. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I have been through so many positive things on the flip side that I realize that the difference between a failure and not failing is your mindset.
Absolutely.
Right? You got to be able to reverse engineer when bad things happen. So when I wrote this book, I wanted it to be universally sound for everybody who has ever experienced a failure.
Yes.
So if we dig deep and start peeling back the layer, nobody really fails.
Nobody.
Right? These are situations that happen in our life that are inevitable, but it's your mindset shift and how you deal with it and how you show up in those moments that really make all the difference. And that's why I created this book.
Amen.
I always say failing means you're trying.
Yeah.
And I'd much rather be, and I'll tell people, I'd much rather be on the floor trying and getting laughed at.
Yeah.
Than in the stands laughing.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be in the stands laughing because, trust me, I went to high school with Ludacris.
You know where that comes from, Ray?
And I seen Ludacris trying to be a rapper. And Ludacris used to ride the bus, the MARTA bus to the station, so he used to have to walk. So when the school bus are riding, you seen Chris walking to the bus. And I mean, nobody clowned him, but you kind of did because you always clowned the bus riders. We just didn't know the motherfucker was riding the bus to the radio station and was building a goddamn
Where he
career.
was going.
Right.
So you start learning not to laugh because the person that's trying is the person that I want to be.
My father told me nothing beats trial but a failure.
Yep.
Yep. So I'ma always try so that I ain't never got to fail.
And
So-
you know how goofy you look laughing at somebody if you, let's say you out of shape. You know how goofy you look laughing at somebody from the car saying, damn, he's trying.
Can I tell you another thing that I had to learn? People that have been through it will never laugh at you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The only people who are laughing at you is the people that haven't tried. So I'm okay with you laughing. But if somebody, like when I see somebody going through some shit, I feel that shit because I know how
You know
it
how it
takes
feels.
balls to get up every day and say, I'm going to do something.
It
I'm going to be
takes balls
something.
to get up from a bad situation.
Yes.
Y'all ever been broke before?
Yeah, shit, what?
So, okay.
Absolutely.
You ever had $1 in your bank account and you got too much pride and ego and you don't want to ask nobody for nothing?
I never had a bank account. I used
So
to,
you gotta figure it
I used
out?
to do check cashing places.
Oh, so
I didn't
you
even
get
know
what I'm
I
saying.
swear I was the
Look at that bank
Listen,
account.
was somebody my
Privilege.
first check in the music industry was $37,500, and I literally was like, "Oh shit! Do you think the check cashing place gonna have this kind of cash on deck? The cash
Oh, they took
and my
a lot of
man
money
and
out of
D-Dot
that
was
check.
like, and D-Dot was like, because it was a personal check, so he was like, D-Dot was like, bro, you have to get a bank account.
Yeah.
How do you do that? And then I never
Wow.
when I
Bank
deposited.
account.
Hold on, listen. I deposited the check. I feel so proud of myself. So I'm like, when the money coming, they like 19 days before a check clears. What the fuck?
Damn.
Immediately.
I don't want a bank account no more.
You was waiting every day for that check to clear.
Imagine having a
Who
life
signed me
changing
up for
check
this?
and the bank is like 19 days.
You after this. You said, hey, look, Ray, you said the 19 days include the weekend too.
no, it was the weekend, by the way. It was the weekend.
Right.
19 business days. That's
Damn.
it.
No, so but it's
month
like
away.
I love that. That's your story. I love that. I love that. The thing I like about you is that I know you give a fuck. And to me, I think that that's where all of it is coming from. Because,
Based
like
on
I
love.
said, we buy into the person behind the company now.
Yep.
Like we don't just want to know who the company is. We have access to too much information. We want to
So
know the
true.
story. We want to know your husband is. We want to know what your kids look like. We want to know what your team look like. We want to know everything about you, and you understand how to play that game. Which I've watched and I've been watching. I'm like, okay, you got to get loud. So every time I see somebody, I'm like, you better get loud.
Yep.
Even if you're a manager, don't be the behind the scenes manager. Don't be behind the scenes and
Tell your story.
Tell your
Because
story.
people don't buy products, they buy into the story.
Yep.
And when you get people to buy into the story, they'll support whatever it is that you have.
if they believe it.
I got a question. So as a black woman, so I have this saying, I've nowhere near as big as you or anything, but experiences. And I think it's amazing that you have black women on your team that you're working with, hiring. I have a saying, and I always say, like, we tend to think that there's not room for two black women at a table. So we'll start working with people, or people will work with you, but then when they start seeing you rise a little bit, they'll get you out of there. Did you have mentors early on, and how did they work with you, and what made you want to work with other black women on your way up?
You know, it's interesting because most of my mentors have been men.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm totally transparent. I got a really strong personality. right? So I've always, and you remind me of me. I be watching your page.
You were one of the first people to follow me that was like a celebrity. Like she followed me like a year ago. So
yeah, I've been following you for a while, but I've always had a very dominant personality.
Yeah.
So I just hung better with guys, to be honest, because like the energy was just a little bit different. So one of my first mentors was Shaka Zulu, right? And I can remember when I first met Shaka, I'm like, "You gonna be my manager?" And he was like, "Excuse me, what did you say?" So yeah, I mean, this is Shaka Zulu, and he looking at me like, "Who the hell is this girl?" But I shot my shot, right? And now that's family. You understand what I'm saying? And shout out to Kasim, and I got Robert Smith, and I got Richie Lou Dennis, and like all of these are very successful men. Who have really like done the work in getting to their fortune, and now they're supporting and helping me. There's also women in my life, like shout out to Arian Simone, who is like a force.
Yes, for
and
sure.
And I look at her like
By the
a
way, I
mentor.
hope she gets through this dumb shit she got to deal with.
She will.
Yeah, I hate that.
She going down in history for the right way.
Yes. Exactly.
But you know, just being around, for me, what's more important is to be able to inspire the women around me. And when we talk about mentorship, it's not always about like mentoring up.
Yeah.
Like there are people that ain't got $1 in their pocket that I can learn something from.
Absolutely.
Right. I be learning most of the gems from people that ain't really got nothing to offer me. Right. And those are the lessons that I be needing to be able to go out in the world and be great. So like, I just like to say that I'm a mentor for everybody. And I ain't got time to have like no problems with women. I just be going out to get it.
I was going to ask you, because this is something that I deal with. So you start ground level and you have ground level people around you. And then obviously as the brand elevates, you elevate. Like, how do you deal with like establishing boundaries with the people that might have been at the first food truck that are looking at you like, because one thing, and I hate this, by the way, I hate when people feel the need to remind you where you came from.
Yes.
Motherfucker, I know. That's why I've been working so hard to get away from
Or
you.
if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for me.
So how do you deal with that? Because it's hard when you're trying to build something. It's been hard for me. I had a guy that started with me when I started doing this, and then he started feeling himself like, and I'm like, nigga, you've made more money from this for me because I pay you. And he started like, man, I'm running around telling people I built the God show. I'm like, you didn't do shit but what I told you. How do you deal with those moments? Because that happens, and that's
I hope
frustrating.
he watches this so that he can see that too. You know, it's interesting. Everybody can't go.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to understand that everybody cannot go.
Yeah.
I used to have success guilt.
Absolutely.
Right? When like you got this team, but like you in the forefront, but I'm like, this is my shit. When everybody else is sleeping and I can't get no sleep and I got anxiety about my business, making sure that I got to get good reviews, making sure I ain't in the news for no BS. Like everybody else is sleeping peacefully and I'm not getting no sleep. So if I got to work around the clock and this is my shit and I'm paying you an adequate amount of pay and I'm making sure that you're good, like you got to understand the train. My husband said something to me the other day. The soldiers got to understand that they're the soldiers. You got your soldiers and you got your generals, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody can't be the boss, right? You could be a boss as my supporter. Like I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for my assistant. I need her just like she need me. But everybody got to know they role. And if they don't know the role, they can't go. What I have done with my day ones, I've offered them phantom equity in my company.
For sure.
Right?
That's dope.
Because let's talk about. No, that's a clap, right? Because a lot of people don't do
we're supposed to
that.
start here. We're supposed to start the clap.
Right. Oh, okay. So let's do that again.
Let's do that. The slow clap starts on
start the slow
the
clap
couch.
and go.
And then we all go, right?
But the reason why I did that is
Wait,
because
can you tell me exactly what that means? You said
so phantom equity is when you get like ghost shares, right? So at the time of a sale of a company, they get a cash out basically. Okay. But it has to vest.
But yeah, they have to work a certain amount of time.
You got to
with the
stay
company.
with me for at least 2 years, whatever I decide.
I'm with that.
Yes.
In order for it to roll over. Because guess what that does for me? It shows your loyalty to me and the company. Yep. And guess what that does for you? If I work hard enough, then I'm not just working for no reason, right? It's all going to pay off. So my day ones, there's a handful of them.
Yep.
Like when I cash out or do whatever I decide to do with my business, they're going to be right beside me cashed out too.
For sure.
Right? And I did that because I wanted them to know that they are an asset to me, not just a liability, right? Like they're not just an employee to me because my company wouldn't be what it was if it wasn't for them. right? So I encourage all entrepreneurs, incentivize your employees.
I agree.
Especially the ones that been in the trenches. Like I got people that been with me for as long as my business has been born, and I can never repay them. Money can't repay them for all that they've done for me. Even in moments where now I'm going out in the world and doing interviews and like thought leadership, and they still in the company.
That's my point. That's
they know the company more than me now.
So now what happens is that you have to establish that boundary so they understand, like, yeah, we started together, but I have to go do these things. And that's the hard part, because what people don't understand is that it's not as much fun as y'all think it is.
It's not.
And that's my problem. Like, my biggest issue in my life is that if I go one place, people are like, well, damn, I wanted to go. And I'm like, you can go on my spot.
Yes.
I don't even want to go.
Listen, being an entrepreneur is cool, but it is ghetto.
Tiring.
Okay.
Let me tell you another thing. Let me tell you what people don't understand if you're watching this. And we haven't talked about this, but I know you understand this. She's in character right now. And you have to be that character 24/7, 365. And it's fucking exhausting. Because that means you have to always think at an elevated level. Like, I got to think up here because I am Pinky Cole now. And the minute that I come down here, they're going to be like, see?
Yep, you got to smile, you got nice.
So when you go home, the last thing you want to do is have to be that character.
Which is why it's so necessary to be around people that have the same mindset. I can't be around you and you want to sit around and smoke all day.
Hell no.
If you don't want to build, if you don't want to go to the next level. Because guess what? My brain is fragile at this point.
Absolutely.
Anything that comes across me, I'm absorbing. Absolutely. So I need to connect with the right people so that I got the energy and the mindset to go out in the world and be great. Because I got my kids paying attention. I got little girls paying attention. I got grown women. My audience is the aunties. They love me, right? So like, there are people that are looking up to me, and I got to show up every single day. And sometimes that really does get tiring.
Sometimes you don't want to.
You don't want to.
Sometimes I want to just be like, that's why people like, let's go outside. I'm like, y'all don't understand. They're not running up to y'all trying to like, man, it's like that shit. And by the way, you appreciate it, but it's sometimes I'll just be like, hey man, you think I want to fucking hear that right now? I want to go fucking home to my fucking kids,
what's so funny?
Bro.
People pitch ideas to me a lot of times. And even in a moment when I don't feel like it, I never turn nobody away. You know why? Because I'm like, this is the life that I prayed for.
Exactly. But and that's why it works. But it's still, you have to be in character. And that is hard.
But it's your persona.
Because people have expectations for you.
Yeah, they have expectations for you. And the people who are the most successful, in my humble opinion, are the people who, like, their persona is who they are, right? So, like, you become that. Yep. You know, I always say, when you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. So like, I ain't really got to turn this off at this point, because this is me all day, every day. I do this all day, every day. So like, this is my energy, and anybody that's around me know that this is my energy all the time. But when you authentically walk in that energy, people can smell fake.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can smell some fake shit. Like, all right, they ain't being real. Right? But as long as you walk in your authenticity, like, people will feel it and they'll support it no matter what.
Here's the only part that's unfair. You're the only one that has to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like it's like, you can go sit down in the corner and fucking get on your phone and play Candy Crush if you want. Yeah. I can't.
But that's why the people around me, ain't nobody sitting around. Yeah. Like, if I gotta work, you gotta work too. I'm 31 weeks pregnant.
And you here.
I'm having a baby at 39 weeks pregnant. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
That's 8 weeks left. I came from Dallas to New York, from New York to North Carolina. North Carolina, I drove to Atlanta, did a whole press day yesterday and today. At 7 months pregnant.
The baby's on tour.
If I'm gonna get my ass up and be in character, like you said, everybody gotta work. Nobody's sitting down chilling.
That's the part.
Yeah.
That's, to me, I feel like the part that I've been having to get through. Because it's like, this is like, it's not about us. Like, it's not like, if I can give Aisha this chair and she could do the interview and I can say, I would do it. I don't need to be seen. I see my fucking self. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? And I know what I bring. I'm September 19th. I'm a Virgo. Okay. What's your sign?
A Sag.
Sagittarius.
December
8th.
Jay-Z's a Sagittarius.
Okay. I don't know what that means. But
I'm right behind you.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your sign?
They stand on their shit. They don't fuck with you. They ain't fucking with you. I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, that's Jay-Z's birthday.
Sag energy all day long.
Yes. So that's why I get it. So I just like to see the makeup of winners. I love and I study winners. I love it. To me, it's like, that's what I get excited about. Like, I don't even get excited. Like, winning is not exciting to me as much as learning how to win differently. Yeah. Because you're going to win. If you show up, you're going to win. But that attempting new shit. So I just love your thought process and your mentality.
You know what turned me on? Thank you. What turns me on is to see my peers winning.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Like when you see people, you know how sometimes there are people in the world that see other people winning and they start hating immediately. That turned my battery on. It put a battery on my back. I'm like, I ain't working hard enough. I need to turn up the heat. Like that is what really get me on fire. And I'm proud of y'all because y'all have been moving and shaking and climbing the ladder and elevating, and like there's enough for everybody.
It is. And not only that, you just gotta walk in. I say walk in your power.
Yeah.
And do what you want to do. Like, who gives a fuck what the world thinks? Like, we was talking to Kenny Burns, and I'm like, bro, you literally created the moniker lifestyle expert and turned that into a career. Anybody can create a character right now, become that character and turn it into something. You just got to be committed. That's the hard part. You got to be completely committed. Like, look at me, I'm holding the book up. Like, we are here. We know why we're here. We are not playing. Yeah. She's 7 months pregnant. We need the motherfucking book bought.
So y'all need to buy the book.
I got a question.
I got to pay for babysitter.
Exactly.
I have a question names on that. So like sitting in the household, because you come from your husband's successful in his own right as well. So like, what does that look like in your household? Like,
I have one question about the household. I was going to ask that. My question
you might ask about food.
Because we also
how is he making cheesesteaks and you a vegan? Right. Are the kids vegan? Like, is he like, fuck that? I sell steaks. I don't care. They gonna eat steaks. You like, what I want to be like? How does that work?
That salmon egg roll, salmon Philly egg roll they got. Oh my god.
So listen,
how does that work?
Let me tell you. I'm gonna answer both questions. So the funny thing about it is, my son is 1 year old, right? So the other day, this little Negro was eating a chicken bone and I almost had a heart attack.
Exactly.
And I said, you know what? It's cool. But my daughter is vegan, but my husband was like, all right, come on.
Somebody got to eat meat with
He was like, he likes seafood. He like, my son's at least got to eat seafood with me. So I'm like, okay, cool. But my daughter is 100% vegan. But quiet as kept, Derek can cook better than me. I can cook,
really?
but like,
I was about to ask that question. I'm about to say,
he's a really good
Are y'all
cook.
actually chefs or entrepreneurs who rooted in like?
We're not chefs. And neither one of us are chefs. We just really like to cook and really like to eat. But we have a lot of, we're going to invite you to the next one.
For sure.
All of y'all. We have a lot of cookouts at the house. We just bought this nice, big, beautiful house. And we always have gatherings and cookouts. And me and him just get in the kitchen. I make all the sides. And he makes all the proteins. And we just really like rock out. We ain't got to hire nobody. We just cook all the food.
I just imagine like, we not eating vegan tonight.
But
we eating cheesesteak. I'm just imagining
he don't really be with the vegan thing, but he respect it, which is why I respect him. But your question, you ever look in the mirror and you see yourself every day, right? When I look in the mirror, I see my husband. Like, I know this sound cliche, but y'all, I really met my match. Okay. You know how people really say that? Like, I done been through enough bad apples to know the difference, right?
Absolutely.
Only thing different, he just light skin and I'm brown skin. Okay. But like, he really is my person, and he's my person for a couple of reasons. He's a dreamer like me. He's had obstacles like me. His father passed away from cancer. I just found out my dad had cancer, right? Like, we're both the youngest. We both have these multi-million-dollar companies that really just started from a wing and a prayer that got super popular in Atlanta, right? We're philanthropists, authors, and then we literally just like that's my homie. Like, I only hang with my husband. If you ever see my husband, I'm right there with him. Like, I don't hang with nobody else except for him. And I'm so glad God put him in my life because he was what I was missing. I had all the success, all the money in the world. I had all these things going, but I needed my person, and he really makes me better, and I get to make him better too. So it just
I want men to clap. Just the men.
Yes.
Just the men.
Yes.
Just the men.
Copy and paste that prayer.
Because these women out here be like, I got money, I don't need no man. Yes, you do.
Oh no, I need
that
a
love
man.
is necessary. Because if you don't have no money, who are you sharing it with?
Yeah. And he can share his money with me too.
Oh, you don't like that? You don't think love is necessary? Tamir don't believe in love.
No, I don't even want to get into it. I'll deal with it another time.
You got a boo?
Life is hard, but one thing I've been accepting lately is that I might just have to be the breadwinner in my life. So that's a whole nother story for another day.
Listen, and I'm not saying that's okay, but like we live in a world where women have become more dominant when it comes to finances, right? For real, let's keep it real. Like, I raised $25 million for my company. My husband did not raise that for his company, right? Like, but he also has a very successful.
He had his restaurants established
already. So he already had his own success. So my company is valued at $100 million. His company is valued at a lot of money. When you get to a certain level in life and in your career and your professionalism and in business, we ain't even looking at who make more money than who. We winning together.
It doesn't
right?
matter.
We become one, and that's how it works. I'm not like, all right, who's paying this bill
No,
today?
but I'm just saying, as a man,
We're
it feels good to hear that, because money doesn't cover up the bullshit that you got to go with.
It really don't.
And not only that, it's nothing better than making money and traveling the world with somebody who you fucking love.
Yeah.
Because trust me, traveling with randos is not as fun as you think they are. When they
You
start
got a
saying
point.
when they start saying rando
my
shit,
God.
like you know your man, you know
Yeah.
you gotta know me. Like if I'm tired, don't ask me why we can't go to a restaurant,
Yes.
motherfucker.
Because I don't
I'm
feel like
tired.
it. Yes.
You ain't been working.
It's my in-house
I
life.
have. Leave me the fuck alone. But you
Yes.
got to get someone that understands
Yeah.
you. And
we make a lot of money together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a lot of real estate. We got a lot of businesses. And we random too. We just bought a Sprinter. We like, shit, we pay all this money for car services.
Sure.
We might as well buy a Sprinter.
Sure.
Now we got a Sprinter and we invoice our companies to make more money. So like, we get to come together and really build a family business. And that's what I love the most about us.
So you met him. He already had 2 kids. How did you integrate y'all family lives together with one another?
That was a process.
I bet it was.
But me and the baby mom, we actually cool.
Oh, that's good.
You know why? Because I'm a
Praise
grown ass
the Lord.
woman. That's why.
what other option do we have?
Yeah,
You gonna be
and-
cool or not cool? Not
and-
cool stresses us out.
And the reality of it is, people don't know, when you have a baby by somebody, you immediately become a relative with the baby mom, whether you like to believe it or not. She's a part of my family,
Period.
whether I like to believe it or not. So I can either beef with my family member or just say, all right, chuck it up. Like, our children are siblings; they got to get along. So we might as well move like a family.
And don't. You don't have to write people out the family because it doesn't look right for the picture. Fuck the picture.
Yeah.
The picture is us.
You make it
As long
happen.
as we good, that's the only that matter, because sometimes people grow up and they feel left out, and that's where that shit comes from. Like they be like, I feel like I wasn't a part of the family. Now you don't want a kid to feel like that. I want you to feel like you're a part of it. Like, I'm big on
Now,
that.
this ain't no polygamy now. However,
But
I gotta put the disclaimer. I don't want to like twist
No, we
it.
didn't think
Work
that.
together.
But the restaurant is called Slutty Vegan.
definitely-
We can't have fun. No, just
But what I will say is that it's about the kids.
Always.
And they love each other, man. And that's the best
Always.
feeling in the world. Like, I want them to look at me as mom, and I want my kids to look at her as mom too. And
Sure.
like, if they feel like that, then like, they gonna grow up together and always love each other, like, no matter what.
I grew up a product of like a stepfather and combining, and I felt like I got both experiences. I got to be the only child, and I got to grow up with siblings. So when you get to combine those 2 things, it's dope. So don't ever feel like.
So it's working for now. Ask me again next year.
Right, well-
hopefully it's the same answer. Hopefully it don't
All
change.
it takes
work
is
in progress.
one more moment. Like,
Right.
they be like, what, motherfucker? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm one moment away.
Yeah,
No, I'm
one
joking.
moment away. Then all the shit,
All the shit
you
gonna hit
guys
the
on the
fan.
cover of the magazine with the other kids and not mine. Like,
Yeah,
like, no,
that
that's
happened
a whole nother
come on,
ballgame.
I already know.
That's a whole nother ball
It's so hard being an adult.
It
Because
is.
the most important thing you have to do is be mature.
You know why? I got too much to lose at this point.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
When you got a lot to lose, you make a lot of different decisions.
Everything
you
Look,
got
I'm
it.
not beeping nobody on the highway. Like, I'm not arguing. I ain't got no road rage. You ain't about to kill me. You ain't about to shoot me. You ain't about to do none of that, because I got way too much to lose.
And I don't want to lose it.
And I don't want to lose it.
I
Literally.
like being myself.
Yes.
I like being picky. So you got to, because I was getting making a cut, but go
I
ahead.
just got one question.
Go
real
ahead.
quick. What made you? So who came to you with the idea of even writing books? Right, you coming from restaurant business. Now we writing books. What made you even go that direction?
So I said that I wanted to take the Slutty Vegan experience home. So a lot of people kept saying, well, what can we take home? We want to buy stuff. We want to take it home. And I'm like, you know what? There is no cookbook that has food that's really good that so happens to be vegan. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. So I did it, and it became wildly successful. I got nominated for an NAACP award, which was
Nice.
really dope. That was my first award. Mind you, let me tell you about failures, okay? Because I'm rerouting this to
Let's
this
go.
book. I got a 9-pager in the New Yorker one day. And then the next day, I got the cover of Jet Magazine. So I'm in Targets. I'm booming, right? And then I got slated to go on the Today Show, right? And then the night before I was supposed to go on the Today Show, my publicist called me like, Pinky, I got some bad news. And I'm like, what? What's going on? They was like, they pulled your segment
Why?
because I'm all over the news after the Golden Globes getting sued
Oh, got you.
for
Yeah.
unpaid wages. And the reason why I'm telling y'all this is because at that moment that felt like a failure.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
who doesn't want to go on a big platform like
Yeah.
that to expose the brand. So I felt defeated in that moment, but that was the best thing that could have happened to me, because guess what? That next day I got nominated for an NAACP award. I did the Drew Barrymore show, and then the opportunities kept coming back to back to back, all from that book. So like I'm literally like a walking testimony of like failures can really turn into blessings, and not quitting and not giving up.
Wavering.
Yeah, absolutely. So the book has been successful, and now this book, I'm praying that it's going to be a New York Times bestseller.
Yes,
I'm claiming it.
Oh, we already
I already say don't pray, claim it. You gotta. I know you.
I'm praying and I'm
already on the
claiming.
way.
Yeah.
But that name really was just like, you know what? I gotta hit people in the face. Like
Yeah.
I'm like the cousin or the auntie that's going to tell you how it is. No chasing, no straws.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cousin Juju.
Yes. Yeah.
So listen, we have this part of the show that we like to
God.
play. It's called Making the Cut.
Okay.
We're gonna give you 3 options. You have to decide to sign one. You have to decide to put one in development, and you have to decide to cut one. You have to actually say cut the person though.
Like artist development. Put them.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
Like I'm an
But
A&R.
it's not
not
stuck
just
to
A&R.
this
It's gonna be all types of.
This was your label.
It's
Slutty
this
Vegan
is now. This
label.
is your enterprise, because we
Okay.
might say anything. Are you into sports?
No.
Okay, cool. So we would throw sports in there, but we're not gonna do it now.
Okay.
But we would just say anything, and then we would just see where it goes. So I'm about to get to it.
Okay.
Okay, cool. See.
I'm excited.
Y'all about to get me in trouble.
No,
Just a little science.
Oh, okay. So here's an easy one, but here's a good example. Beanie Man, Buju, Shaggy.
And you said, what's
You
the
have to
options?
Sign one, develop one, cut one, or you can donate to the $20 to the Creative Academy for kids who are trying to be in the music business. It's a nonprofit. All the paperwork is there. It's our guys' profit, and your choice.
Ooh. Okay. So,
You're
okay.
Jamaican. That's why. By the way,
I know she's gonna stand on that.
By the way, Dora and Aisha do not.
Wasn't
Jack
Ray.
Dan's, he comes up with this shit. Not Ray. I just want to make sure you know.
That's who you
Sometimes
get
it
to
might be
blame.
some
So
shit
I
you be
got
like,
one.
what?
That's who y'all can
All right,
jump
so
back
sign one, Beanie Man, because he's a character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? So you don't have to do a lot with him. Let him
I
be
like
who
the
he
thought
is.
process,
Right?
right?
Like let him be himself, because he's going to build his fan base. Right? So you said sign one, develop one. I would say Shaggy.
Okay.
I believe that Shaggy is a great artist, but I think that he could have been the Michael Jackson of Jamaicans. Right? Right? So he could use some development. And he's already a great artist, I want to be clear. But that level of development would make his stage performance on fire. He'd be at the VMAs, at all the biggest shows. And I would say cut Buju Banton,
Yeah.
because he's already a legend. He don't need me, right? So he don't need no publicist. He definitely at this point don't need no team. He could work on his own and do all the things that he need to do.
Media training, media
I'm trying to tell you,
training,
she
media
got this
training.
one out.
We're gonna trap her. We're gonna try to trick her.
She got it
We're
put
gonna
out.
try to get her. Okay, cool. So I guess this one, Metro Subway, which I'm assuming is the Baltimore subway system. That's what he wrote.
Okay.
MARTA or the NYC subway system.
Can't leave out.
Train station.
Okay. So
Marta could-
ooh. Cut one. I would cut the Atlanta train system.
Hey, y'all ain't getting
Goddamn.
nowhere.
Because it really don't take you nowhere in the
I'm
first
trying
place.
to
So
tell
like
you.
It takes you to an area.
it takes you to an area.
It
That's-
gets you in the surrounding.
You gotta walk 2
area.
miles after
You're
you get
still
off.
gonna
Right.
need some type of transportation.
So cut one, develop one would be the Baltimore transit system, because Baltimore is a city that's starting to finally progress, right? Like we finally are starting to like get the recognition that we deserve, right? I like to put some respect on my city,
Okay.
and that development, especially with all the things that are coming down the harbor, downtown,
Yep.
all the things that are happening in Baltimore. I feel like with that level of development, it'll make the city a better place.
Y'all got-
Okay.
y'all done
Right,
now.
and then the last one is sign one.
Yes.
You sign in New York City?
I'm signed in New York City. You know why?
The money.
Not only the money, New York Transit is responsible for, I'm making this number up, but I'm sure at least 1 million people traveling every
for
single day,
sure.
right? So without the transit system, how do people get to work? How do people be able to sustain their families? So signing them and putting the push behind them and giving them the energy that they need to keep going will allow people to be able to go home and feed their families every single day.
Amen. And you can put the Slutty Vegan promotions.
By the way, I feel like
Oh, I thought
artists-
you said put Slutty Vegan in the tram. Like it's too
No,
many.
not
rats.
for free.
I feel like artists need to come see you, because you breaking this
Yeah.
shit down scientifically.
You know what's crazy? I have an ear for music, so I said in my other life I'd be an A&R. You know, never mind. But in my other life I'd be an A&R.
Your mom was a singer,
I
so
wanna
we know
hear
your
it.
music was in the house.
I'm bringing Pinky to United Masters.
Come on.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
it.
Okay, hold on. Here's another
Slutty
one.
Vegan deal.
Think about this one now. You know what I mean? You
Okay.
know, in the room. And, you
All
know,
right. Okay, come on.
You motherfuckers at home don't know, but we know in the room. Ludacris, Lil Wayne, Andre 3000.
Ooh.
Sit this one out.
You better know something.
Sign one, develop one, or cut one.
Yeah, sound one, develop one, cut one.
Or donate.
Or donate to the kids.
You see how I reverse engineered the
Yeah,
cut?
exactly, yeah.
So I'm going to cut Andre. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to cut.
3,000?
Yeah. But I'm going to cut him again because he's a legend, right? So when you become a legend, what else do you need? He ain't got to make another track ever again. So like that'd be wasted time and energy because he already has built his career. He has built his legacy and the idea of who Andre 3000 is. Any mistake that he make, like people will still forgive it because of who he is. So we're going to cut him out of the equation.
Okay.
Okay. You said develop one and sign one.
Yep.
I would develop Lil Wayne.
Hey, listen, she knows.
That's a business
She
decision.
motherfucking knows.
So I'm gonna tell you why I would develop Lil Wayne. I grew up in the era with all the Lil Wayne mixtapes,
Yeah.
right? Lil Wayne was and still is on fire. Lil Wayne, in my humble opinion, is a legend. I believe that if Lil Wayne continues to surround himself with the right team and the right players and the right party, I'm talking about like getting a true stylist. Like Lil Wayne should be a fashion icon at this point. You understand what I'm saying? He should be a fashion icon. Lil Wayne should have the Lil Wayne locks in beauty supply stores because his hair is so unique, right? Lil Wayne should have like, I want to see the Lil Wayne documentary. So he needs those people around him to really boost up the legend in him. And I'm not saying that he doesn't. I want to be very
I got
clear.
you. No, but I like how you think because you're really speaking from a logical standpoint. I love
Yes,
it.
because his name, he should go down as one of the greatest rappers of all time. I believe that he just needs the Aishas and the Doras and the right team like I got to add to what he already has to really make him better. And I would sign Ludacris. And the reason why I would sign Ludacris is because Ludacris is a great example of what a universally crossover artist is. And I'll tell you why. Black people love him. White people love him. The kids love him. Okay, he got a show on Netflix.
Yep.
He can relate to everybody.
Yep.
And I believe that the artists who can relate to everybody, no matter your race, your color, your creed, or your religion, those are the artists that win. So that means that I ain't got to do a lot of work with Ludacris because guess what? He's a rapper. He's a DJ. He's an actor, right? He's a philanthropist. He can do commencement speeches, right? If I want to put him in some clothes to model, he can be a model.
He
He
has
can
a
also
restaurant in
be,
the airport?
he got restaurants in the airport. He can also be a fashion icon, right? Like he can literally be the poster child of anything that you put him on. He could do toothpaste. So I would sign him because I know that it's not going to take me a lot of work to get him to where he needs to be.
Shout out to Aisha in the building.
She got the head of a label somewhere.
Hold on. Okay,
That up.
this one is a little hard,
Okay.
in my opinion. Mary J. Blige, Janet Jackson,
Ooh.
Mariah Carey.
Okay.
Ooh, Mary J. Blige, Janet Jackson, Mariah Carey. That's a good one. Mary J. Blige, Janet Jackson, and Mariah Carey. Okay, so who would I cut? Janet Jackson, Mariah Carey. So I'm gonna cut Janet. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why.
Everybody gets quiet like, oh shit. Somebody has to get cut, guys. I hate to tell you guys. The game is played. Somebody has to get cut.
Janet Jackson.
I'm gonna cut Janet because Janet would still be Janet Jackson without a music career, right? Think about the lineage and the family, right? She could have just lived off of Michael Jackson's name alone. She could have just lived off her siblings' name alone. So Janet Jackson could just write tell-all books and be set for life. So like she really doesn't need to do music anymore if she doesn't want to. I know she's doing her shows here and there, but like you could cut her because she can go on QVC and start selling the Janet Jackson pots. Like she already like she could do whatever it is that she want to do, right? Develop. I would.
I'm really worried about this one because there's only one right answer for my eyes for you.
Hold on, wait, because
One
I'm
right
getting
answer, my
close
eyes for
now.
you. Me looking at you is one right answer, and I gotta know.
Oh God, I know.
I would develop. Oh, that's a good one. I would develop Mary J. Blige.
What? I just knew she was gonna develop Mariah.
I'm gonna tell you why I would develop Mary J. Blige.
Tell me.
Mary J. Blige is an icon, but I want the world to see her as more of an icon as she already is, right? And that level of development is taking Mary J. Blige. I want people to look at her like how they look at Diana Ross, right? Like Diana Ross is untouchable.
Yes.
Like you feel like you can get next to her, but you can't. Like Diana Ross and Beyonce are in the same conversation. Like just to breathe the same kind of air that Beyonce breathes feels like it would be a blessing, right? And I want people to look at Mary J. Blige like that, and really, really make her this true blue crossover artist. And this doesn't have anything to do with like urban culture or anything like that. But when you become a true crossover artist, like it gets international. And I'm not saying that people internationally don't know who she is, but I think that with a bigger team, and she probably got a great team already, I would also make Mary a icon, a fashion icon, right? I would put Mary in position to do, like Mary should be doing like Christmas music. Agreed. She should be doing Christmas albums. Mary J. Blige should be the person that when you say her name, she got the key to every city in America. And like she's standing with politicians and she's standing with the president and she's doing all of these things and singing the national whatever, and I know that she's done that before, but I want to see more of that from her, and that level of development is what I would focus on there. She's already a legend. She's been around forever, right? But that level of development now, especially because we live in a world where we just watch the BET Hip Hop Awards. That's all I'm gonna say about that, right? And what we realize is the legends didn't get the recognition that they deserve. So with that level of development, I would connect the old to the young so that young people can really see her as a legend that we see her already, right? And then I would sign Mariah Carey. And I'm gonna sign Mariah Carey because all I want for Christmas is you. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say about that.
Saying all you missing is some black glasses, and I was your lover. That's all you missing. I'm like, Mary, that gotta be.
Hey, Ray.
Signing Mariah Carey. She has already proven her success across genres, races. Like everybody loves Mariah Carey, and even if you don't know who Mariah Carey, you got 2-year-olds singing her Christmas carols. So she ain't even got to open up her mouth and do a riff ever again in her life. She will always be successful because Christmas is going to carry her through.
That phone about to start ringing for Asian doors. You gonna get?
I have some really good ones. I have some really good ones. Ahead. This nigga Jack don't be playing fair. Before I'm gonna go here.
That's a hard
Bob Marley, Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Prince.
That's really. She's from Jamaica.
Bob Marley.
Y'all not playing fair today.
Michael Jackson.
It's not me. The nigga tends me to.
And formerly known as Prince.
And Prince.
Bob Marley. Michael Jackson.
Mama is watching. We better.
Right. I'm trying to tell
every little thing. You better get it right. You better get every little thing right today, girl. You better.
All right, I'm donating. I'm donating to the Creative Academy Incorporated. That went too hard.
That one was intense.
It gets hard.
I was a little excited to hear your point of view on that one.
Tina Turner.
Oh, this one.
Diana Ross. Beyonce.
Come on now.
I just got that one. And that's fresh off the press.
Come on. Give me some good point of view on this one.
Tina Turner.
Beyonce.
Oh, okay.
Diana Ross.
Yeah.
So sign, develop, cut.
Yes.
Or this is just like shit.
I'm gonna cut Beyonce.
Oh! I just like the fact that you.
Can I get a tissue?
Okay.
Listen, I'm cutting Beyonce because she is a revolutionary of our time.
She know
right?
Listen,
let me tell you something. As a kid, I have watched Beyonce. I had a dream about Beyonce the other day, random. But as a kid, I've watched Beyonce. She's kind of my inspiration too. You know why? Yeah, because like every time you see her, she operates at the highest level of excellence. Yes. Right? And anybody that operates in the highest level of excellence, they don't need me. Like there's nothing I can really do for her, right? She has the team, she has the energy, she got the personality. Even though you really don't hear her opening up her mouth, she puts her personality on stage, right? Yep. And she's built such a high quality reputation that. Do y'all remember when a blog came out that said that Beyonce owed taxes? Yes. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Even if it was true,
Recently.
we didn't believe it
Right.
Yeah.
because she built
was like,
such
not
a
Beyonce.
zip tight
But it was only like
reputation.
2.5 million, and she's making
Right.
6-7 million a night.
And who knows? What if that was really the truth and it was just an oversight on her team, but we didn't believe it because she built up such a rock solid reputation.
Yes.
So the reason why I would cut her is because she has already proven what true artistry is. She got the stage presence. She ain't got a lip sync. She got the family unit. She got the dynamic. She ain't doing no interviews. She is magical, right?
Absolutely.
And when you can become magical, that really is when true success comes in. So I'm gonna cut her. All right. So next we got sign and
Come
develop.
on now.
Tina
So
Turner and Diana Ross.
all right. So develop.
Now it gets hard.
I would develop Tina Turner. Right.
Call my mother on this.
And I'm gonna tell you I would develop Tina Turner. I would develop Tina Turner because she had so much potential, right? That she reached a point of so much greatness, and then I felt like she stopped, right? So she got to a point of her career, and a lot of people do that, right? They feel like, all right, I've done enough, I don't have to do anymore. But I feel, in my humble opinion, I feel like if she did a little bit more, then it would have been like, it's forever timeless now, so y'all don't come for me in the comments, right? But I feel like, okay, like after Ike, I think that she could have really took this thing off and would have been probably bigger than Michael Jackson or up there.
I think she
right?
could have been too, for sure.
She could have been up there. So that level of development, and I would have had Tina Turner everything. I would have had Tina Turner tights.
Tina
I would have had
Turner dolls. What?
Tina Turner dolls for little girls who like are uncomfortable with their hair, and you know she had the big hair. Like I would turn Tina Turner into an idea that would transcend across all age groups, so little girls could grow up and say, "I want to be Tina Turner."
Yep.
Little girls grow up and say Diana Ross, and they know who that is. Not everybody knows who Tina Turner is,
Diana
and
Ross.
that's why we signing motherfucking Diana Ross.
Yeah.
You know
I
why?
love it. Yep.
Because Diana Ross is timeless again. She's like the OG to Beyonce in my humble opinion, right?
course.
And again, she's an actress. She's a singer. She's an entertainer. She's a fashion icon. So, and she has a beautiful face, a beautiful figure, beautiful hair, right? Like she is the quintessential black woman that is a Renaissance woman. And you really ain't got to do a lot with that. She speaks very well. And she comes from a family where you show that she's a family woman. And I don't feel like you got to do a whole lot with that. And she danced. She came from a group. So she speaks to all sides of the industry. So I would sign her with the quickness. I couldn't afford it, but I would sign her with the quickness.
I've had more fun with your answers because
I'm
you
trying to tell
giving
you,
the fucking.
this is the best.
This the best answer.
like,
Period.
yes.
Hold on.
Really thought
Hold
out,
on.
like
This is a good one.
amazing.
Thank you.
Little Kim,
Okay.
Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Little Kim, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. I'm going to cut Nicki. Okay. I ain't hear no noise. Where the background noise?
We're still trying to.
kinda
We're
like-
still trying to breathe. We're trying to find.
Like it's like,
I-
cause you know, usually
I
people
can't.
start with who they gonna sign, and then they get
just
to that.
go straight
You
to
go
the
straight.
cut.
Nicki Cuz like, oh shit, it just feels so like,
Right.
motherfucker, you go.
I'm going to
Off
cut
with the
Nicki
head.
because you can say what you want about her, and everybody has her opinions, their opinions on who she dates, how she shows up, her personality. But one thing you cannot deny is this lady's talent, right? Do you remember Nicki Minaj in 2008? Like she ain't got to do nothing else again, and she's really tapped into every single side of the industry. Like she is what a superstar is. How she walks, how she talks, how she moves, like her lyrical content. Like it's always different. She has range, and I'm a part-time artist, and I believe the best artists have range, right?
Hold on,
like
you part-time
you
artist. Hold
full-time
on.
Yes.
girl.
I'm a part-time artist.
Let's tap into that.
You full
What kind of artist?
I'm an artist, and I'm sensitive about my shit. Okay?
that craft girl.
Rap,
So-
sing.
I do a little bit of everything.
A creative.
I'm a
Okay.
creative. You
Okay.
ain't see my BET cipher and my
Yes.
Sway cipher. I do a little
No, I
something.
need to
something.
see it, but I
You gotta
I
see it.
never
Definitely seen the
You
Sway.
gotta see. it.
But she has so much range in her music, right? And when you can have range as an artist, we don't see a lot of that no more. I would cut that because it's just like she don't really need me. Now she might need me in another department. I could give her some advice on some other stuff, but I love her and I think that she's great. And I think that if we just talking about artistry and not her personal life, she's A1. She don't need me, right? So develop. Who's the other two?
Cardi B and Kim.
Cardi B and Kim.
Everybody like this.
We is waiting for this one. Holding my breath on that one.
All right. So I would develop Little Kim, and I'll tell you why.
I agree with that.
I'm gonna tell you why. Right, so we're not comparing. We all know who the legend is in the room, right? We know who the legend is in the room, and I love Cardi B and I love Lil' Kim, but I would develop Lil' Kim because again, Lil' Kim is the quintessential. Is like she's the reason. Like she crawled so that all these other female rappers could walk and run. Absolutely. Right. If it wasn't for her, then there would be no Cardi B. There would be no Nicki Minaj, in my opinion, or all these other rappers, Lady Londons, and all of these other people that you see. What I believe is that people don't give her the credit that she deserves, and a part of the reason that she doesn't get the credit that she deserves is because of how she shows up in the world. And that has a lot to do with team. And I'm not saying her team is bad.
I get it though.
Right? But what I'm saying is the difference between like, I don't know Cardi personally, but just from the outside looking in as a consumer, her hair is always the same, right? Always dope. Makeup always on point. Her fashion is always on point. Like she shows up as the total package. Like there's no halfway stepping unless she's intentionally doing that, right? When we think about Lil' Kim is one of the biggest artists of our time. But the culture really don't treat her like that, and they should, and it's not fair, right? So that level of development will put her in position with the right PR, with the right press, with the right opportunities that really is going to put her in spaces where she becomes an icon. There's no reason why the VMAs or not even just the VMAs, like big showcases should have highlighted her as an icon of our time because she gave us hits that we will remember forever.
Wanna rumble with the bee, huh?
And again, she got that. She has that range.
Yes.
And I want to be clear. She's one of the greatest artists of our time. I think that with a little bit, not development on her artistry, right? She got that. I'm just talking about presentation and how she show up. That level of development, she's out of here. And now Sign. I'm gonna say Cardi B, and I say Cardi B because Cardi B comes as like she was the first before the Ski Wees, before the Glorillas, before all the girls that ain't wearing makeup and just coming as they are. She was the person that was raw, unfiltered. Either you gonna love me or leave me alone.
She's the most authentic out of both of them.
And she's
out of all three, she's the most authentic.
And she's authentic just from what I see as a consumer.
Because you
right?
haven't seen a different version of her.
You have never seen a different she ain't code switching. She's just who she is, and she raw and ratchet and like this is who I am and this is how I show up. And you see the story. Remember, we talked a lot about story. People don't buy products, they buy into the story. They bought into the story of this young ghetto girl from the Bronx, right? Who is just herself and just a big dreamer, made some mistakes in her life, but she raw and she was like, this is me. And she owns that ratchetness, right? And she was the first person who was brave enough to do it. And because she was brave enough to do it, it afforded her so many opportunities. Now, you can call her an industry plan or whatever you want to call her, but I'm talking about the upside.
No winners will do that.
Right.
No winner. Nobody that has won will say that because they understand that she explodes when you see her on the screen.
Listen, Cardi B is an icon in her own right. Whether you like her lyrics or you don't like her lyrics, she got the total package.
And the one thing about Cardi I gotta give her is that as much as she talks hoe shit, I don't see a hoe.
She don't give me hoe.
Like
she gives me wife and mother.
I don't see hoe. Like I don't know why.
But the wild thing is she only talk whole shit about her husband in her bedroom now, and that's the part that makes it.
She was online talking whole shit.
So,
I'm just saying something about the way she carries it. It don't feel like
something about the way she carries. It's a health. Let me tell you what it is. It's a healthy balance. She might give you if you call it hoe, whatever you call it, but she'll also give you her husband buying her flowers, her engaging with her children, right? Her doing what normal people do,
her
and
winning,
just like her winning.
I came from here and now look at me.
Yeah. When I first started Slutty Vegan, I'm like, I'm having my Cardi B year, right? She became an idea. So who doesn't want to sign an idea? But I do believe that everybody that we talked about are super great. I love y'all. Again, don't come for me in these comments, okay? Because all of these people are great for different reasons.
Part. The reason why I like doing this is because what people don't understand, and the artists that have one to understand, is that every day these decisions are being made.
Yeah.
Every day it's like, I can't sign her because I just signed her. Like everybody places their bets. For me, it's just a matter of what I think the brand, like the one thing I can see that you've done all your decision is you went for the bigger, most universal brand. Every decision was based on the most universal brand, like Ludacris, Cardi, like these are the brands that everybody in America loves. And like you said, all races and creeds. So that's on point.
Let me tell you why. Because even with Slutty Vegan, I just don't want black people patronizing my business. I want everybody to patronize my business. When you come to Slutty Vegan, you don't see color. And the more rooms that I'm getting in, when people build universal brands like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and big brands like that, everybody can participate in those brands. And I'm not saying don't create niche brands, right?
But it's riches in the niches, but
Yeah.
it's still
Riches in the, like that.
But even then, you still, that pillar still you can build on top of.
You can build on top of that, and there's not a bad thing with creating a universal brand. Everybody know I'm unapologetically black. I got a black ass business. I'm a black owned business. I'm a black woman, but I want to create something that everybody can appreciate. Because at the end of the day, we all human beings, and if my business can be the most silent protest of love, then I know that I've done something right. And I think Martin Luther King would be proud.
Amen. Based on love.
Last one.
Okay, what you got?
Menage a trois, one night stand, sloppy toppy.
I like where we going with that. I like it.
I see
Which one we signing?
I like it.
Which one we developing? They all your babies now. Let's not offend our babies now.
Okay, so I am going to cut the one night stand.
Lord have mercy. That's my favorite on the menu.
I'm gonna cut the one night stand because, and I'm talking because now I know the numbers, right? So the one night.
She coming from?
Yeah, I'm coming from the number space. So I've sold more one night stands than any other burger in the company, right? Yeah. So probably at this point, like 3 million burgers, right? Since the life of my company. And what I realize is that business is already making me multiple revenues, right? Because I got my product in Target, I got my bacon in Target, right? So I already got the burger, I've already made a lot of money from the burger, and I already got my bacon in Target. So it's like I don't need to develop that anymore. Like it is already a machine all by itself. Like it can run itself. And when you can automate a business or a thing, then it's a win. So I'm gonna cut that one.
So you cutting it because it's on automation.
Because it's already done.
It's on. No, I'm cutting it because it's on automation.
Cameron said you gonna have people online like, I don't want that shit no more. She said she'll cut it. Nah, just fucking shit.
Develop
autopilot.
I would develop the menage a trois. And I would develop the menage a trois because our shrimp is really good, but everybody still is trying to adjust to a fake shrimp.
Yeah.
Right. And with that level of development, I'm being honest, I would make sure that the texture, it's a texture thing with people when they eat. Yeah. I would make sure that the texture fits the palate of somebody who would eat real shrimp. And with that level of development, that sandwich is out of here. Right. Sure. And then the one that I would sign is the sloppy toppy. I love that one. For multiple reasons.
Every man hit to my hey, shut the fuck up.
The reason why I was signing the sloppy toppy is because as a longtime vegan, I haven't eaten meat since 2007. Vegan food, in my humble opinion, only tastes good if it's spicy, right? And the sloppy toppy has jalapenos on it. So the more people who like spicy food, it's not like too spicy, but the more people who like spicy food can appreciate vegan food because the spice masks that aftertaste of that vegan burger. So you ever had some vegan food and they're like, oh, this aftertaste, it tastes like lead or it tastes like copper, right? That spice takes the copper out.
Yes. Yeah.
So if that spice is taking the copper out, then I know that I can get more people to buy the burger. In turn, it will make me more revenue right behind the one night stand, and I can boost this burger up to make millions in revenue and sell at least 3 million burgers like I did the one night stand. So I would sign that one.
Look at that business.
That is a business mind.
Let's give it up. She played making the cut. I loved it.
Did I do good?
No one's ever played like you.
You did amazing.
Oh,
some
good.
people be like, dropping him, develop him. Sign him next.
Yeah,
like it's like no explanation. It's like
okay.
You gave explanations. That's
you
good.
getting a call on Monday from one of these labels.
So what is next for Pinky and Slutty Vegan? Are you gonna branch off, do other restaurants? Like, what is the pathway to the billion?
Okay, so there's a couple of pathways, and can I be transparent with you?
Absolutely.
It's hot as fucking here. Maybe because I'm pregnant. Lord have mercy. So
text JoJo to turn the air down a little.
Can you buy into the Slutty Vegan franchise?
Not yet, but my husband is franchising, so he's with a cheesesteak company. Okay, support the family. Yeah,
she's gonna get that money,
David.
So let me tell you, there are a couple of pathways to get to the billion.
Okay.
And recently, I've been realizing that my pathway may be a little bit different. So the first thing I'm going to do is once I have this baby, I'm getting me a nutritionist.
Okay.
I'm getting me a coach, and I'm putting my J-Lo hat on because I already got mind and spirit. Now, once my body is fat, I'm not talking about being skinny. I ain't getting no BBL, right? But when I look at Angela Bassett and Viola Davis, their aesthetic has become their brand.
Absolutely.
Right? They are already talented in their field, but they live, breathe, and eat and shit their aesthetic.
Yes.
They work out every day. They're mindful of the food that they consume. And as a result, they get more opportunities that lead them to the billions. So that is the next phase of my career, because I know that once I got mind, body, and spirit, then I'm untouchable. You can't touch me. So that's step one. Step two with the business is growing the business to increase the valuation, so that when I wake up one day and decide to either sell my business or go public, because one of those things will happen.
Of course.
That's just a reality.
Yes.
A lot of our people don't like to hear it, but
but that's
have
the whole
to.
point, to build something to sell.
Sell it.
to
Cash
build
out,
something
yeah.
to unlock generational wealth. I can build 10 more Slutty Vegans
Absolutely.
after this, if that's the case, but build something up so special that if I want to hand it off to someone else to make my business even better, I'm going to do that, because eventually I'm going to reach my cap. I'm going to
Absolutely.
reach my
Yeah, for
ceiling.
sure.
I've never ran a multi-million-dollar business before,
Sure.
but I'm going to continue to build this business up and make sure that I'm the face of the brand, so that the brand can go to where it needs to be. What's this? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm ready to get into the movie space, the movie and
Ooh.
entertainment
I mean, you started
space.
there. Like, you just
I started
get
there.
back there.
So it's a full circle moment for me. So like reality TV, I'm working on doing, some big
You
opportunities.
have the show. You have the American Sesh.
I have American Sesh, which is doing extremely well.
Yes.
And who knew that American Sesh would, with no marketing, like American
I
Sesh
done
is doing
seen so
well.
many blue couches.
Yeah, right. And wow, we on the blue couch too.
Yeah.
Look at that.
360.
Yeah, but all of the things that are the tentacles to the Slutty Vegan brand, I'm going to continue to make great, because my father told me that success is like mud. You got to throw something on the wall and something going to stick.
Amen.
And as long as one of those things stick,
be
they
good.
will add up to that billion. And then I'm going to call y'all like, all right, y'all come meet me on my yacht. Let's do this show again.
We're gonna shoot the episode from there.
Yes.
We'll shoot the episode from there.
Wait,
So
if
you're
somebody gonna play you as a celebrity, who you want to play you?
Notori.
Oh, you knew the answer. You was
Yes.
like, I got my.
Oh, I already been working on
I
it.
got my life movie
Yeah.
ready. Go.
Notori
I love
Nunn
her.
would
I
play
love
me.
That's
her.
a good. That's.
So you have a HBCU tour you're putting together.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So it's American Sesh. It's just
Okay, that's what I'm
with
saying, but
college
it's like
students.
you should go do American Sesh with college students. Okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
Fire.
So it's American Sesh with college students, which is really cool. We did our first one at Livingstone College yesterday, and just to see college students really be able to tap in with
Yeah.
creative ideas, it just feels good. I'm a thinker,
Yeah.
so I like to be around thinkers, and we get to do it by way of the HBCU experience, and then I get to also sell my book at the same time. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with it.
Oh my God. Oh my
Can you
God.
do the experience with some like black college, like black student unions that aren't like at HBCUs? Because I didn't get to go to HBCU, but I would have loved to have that opportunity.
Like a
So
PWI.
I did go to a PWI, but I'm saying if you could have that opportunity within those PWI
Absolutely.
programs.
What's a PWI?
Predominantly white
White
institutions. So
I
you
barely
did.
graduated high school.
Okay,
I say it all the
No,
time.
I just ain't want you to be like,
Nah,
Tamira
that's right.
went to a white school. I
Hey,
ain't
hold on,
want
what
you
do
to
you
eat me
say?
up or something.
You're using big words. That means I think you're threatening me.
So listen.
I want to be threatened. Like,
so yes.
chill. Know that Kevin Hart from 40-Year-Old Virgin. You're throwing big words at me, which means I think you're threatening me. So,
I don't like that.
PWI. Okay, cool.
So yes, I would if. Oh, you're the only person that been to the Sesh, but in the Sesh, there has to be a healthy balance.
Yeah.
I want black people at the table. I want white people at the table. I want rich people at the table. I want broke people at the table.
Absolutely.
Like, it has to be a healthy balance of different socioeconomic backgrounds, so that we got range. I'm all about range. I talked
Sure.
about range this whole interview. Like, range is very important.
It's the most
because
important.
everybody needs to be able to see themselves.
Yes.
And that's exactly what we've been doing. So yes, to your question, yes.
So I want to ask you a question. This is random, but I'm just asking because I want to know your thoughts. Let's say someone comes to you, Pinky is a brand. They love you. They like, Pinky, we have a burger joint and we just want you to be our partner and put your name on it. But it's selling real burgers. Do you do it?
Absolutely not.
It's not authentic.
I was wondering that.
So I'm for a couple of reasons.
But
I'm
you
on
gonna say, but my
I'm on conscience. I
husband-
couldn't do it if
I
I couldn't do it even if I
I know
wanted
somebody
to.
that can.
Yeah,
Got you.
You know, when you playing with
Yeah.
big money like that, they're not
Yeah.
playing with you. Like, you
I mean,
can-
if they want to add it to your portfolio, like put this under your portfolio with selling beef.
no, it's not a part of my
Yeah, it's not a
ethos.
part of your-
yeah,
yeah.
it's not a part of who I am.
I always
And, like,
I always say you figure life out when you know what you don't want to do,
Yeah.
even if you know you can make a lot of money. It's like,
Yeah.
I can make a lot of money with that.
For
but
me,
that's
yeah.
not my,
For me, it ain't money.
I don't be associated with
I didn't
that.
even start Slutty Vegan to make money. Remember, I was making $5,000 a week when I started Slutty Vegan,
Yeah.
which was a lot of money for my age at the
Yeah.
time. So it's never been about money for me. Like, it's about the consumer experience. Like, I love to please people Like, I love to prove to people that I have a quality product, that I can give a quality experience.
Showing
you know how
that you
people be
have
like,
value.
you ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. That's a lie.
That's what I wake
I'm
up
proving shit to
I can't
people
wait
every
prove
day.
myself
I
every day,
cannot
every
wait.
I can't believe that people don't want to prove themselves.
Yeah, because there's the best feeling in the world when you know that you've proved yourself right.
Yes.
And you proved other people right.
And then-
So I'm in the proving business.
Yeah, I always say my signature on my email is, don't just know your worth, show your worth.
Absolutely.
Because everybody be like, know your worth, know your worth. I'm like, you better show that shit.
Absolutely.
Because if you're good at it, you're going to show it every
You're
day.
gonna
and
show it every single
It's like
day.
a show. It's like a show off.
It is.
I can't wait to show you how good I am and what the fuck I do.
Yeah.
Facts.
Crazy
Yeah,
as hell.
absolutely. And because at the end of the day, my name mean more to me than any dollar in my bank account. Like, I don't give fuck money, right?
Yeah.
I'm a magnet to money. I'm gonna get money. But if if there's salt on my name, that's when I get all like riled up. Like, my name, I got a clean bill of health. Even when there tried to be blemishes on my name, I don't play about my name, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, all you got is your name.
And not only that, that's what your kids gonna claim. That's what
your
want
kids
to
gonna
be, you
claim.
want people in school telling your kids, "Your mom." Nah, fuck that.
Nah,
Don't play with my. I will pull up wherever you are.
Yeah.
You
Oh, I
say-
don't play about my
Yeah, me
name.
neither. I don't play.
Yeah.
That's all
Like,
I
I'm
have.
serious about that's all I got.
It's written in fucking lights right there. I don't
Yeah.
play with my name, because
That's all I
You know,
got.
that's how I feed my family.
That's
and that's
exactly.
my why. And we can fight.
Yeah.
We
Same.
can fight.
That's the only time I fight for. Yeah, that's the only time I'm
I
fight.
won't wait for anything else.
Like, I will lose everything over
Yes.
my name.
What? Let's fight.
That's the only thing.
Pull your
Yes.
shit out. So we have this one more segment we do. It's really quick. It's called Credit Check. I don't like the idea of how our culture says give people flowers, right? I hate it because it's number one, I can't do nothing with them, right? And number two, you give it to them at death. I know fucking flowers.
Funeral.
Give me some credit. So this is called Credit Check, where we give people like yourself a chance to shout out 2 to 3 unsung heroes in your story who deserve some credit from Pinky in a public space.
Oh, that's good. I like this segment.
Yay.
Thank you. Slutty Vegan should sponsor it, by the way. Aisha.
Ooh.
Just saying, there's a lot of shit.
Oh,
You say,
we
come on
looking
now.
for a
I'm talking to the
sponsor.
sisters now, Queen sister.
Nudge,
I just want to go
nudge.
ahead.
That's a conversation we can have. So the first person, her name is Angel. And Angel is my oldest employee at Slutty Vegan.
Shout out to Angel.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you why.
Go ahead.
Angel
girl.
just made it to her 5th year anniversary working at Slutty Vegan.
Oh, wow.
So I'm a very crazy CEO. Crazy for the right reasons, but I mean business. I'm very direct. I'm very clear. I know what I want.
Yes.
And everybody can't handle that kind of
Yes.
energy.
Especially from a woman.
From a woman.
Yes.
So she started with me as an intern and then became my social media manager, then became my personal assistant. And now she is the business manager for the
Oh,
entire
wow.
company.
That's amazing. Now that's a story.
That's how
So
you
she
move up.
went from making $25,000 a year to being one of the highest paid employees in my company.
That's amazing.
And she's the only person that I trust with my financials, with my money. She's the only person that move money for me. Don't go looking for Angel, y'all. but I love Angel because she loves Slutty Vegan like how I love Slutty Vegan. And she don't own majority of my company. She own a nice little piece of the pie. But the moment where something big happens for Slutty Vegan, I'ma always forever take care of this girl because she kept my life organized, she kept my business organized, and she is a part of the reason why Slutty Vegan is so successful. So shout out to Angel.
By the way, the idea of this is we take that clip, we cut it up, and you send it to Angel. And that way she can share it if she wants, or she does
Put
it.
it
She
on
might
the
share it with her
page.
family, but just because sometimes people just want to just see that while you're away from us, you're making it count.
Oh,
That's why I
good.
They
like this
still
part.
appreciate it.
I got 3.
Give it to us.
Okay, the other person, her name is Maisha. So she's my second oldest employee. So she's like, I call them my left brain and my right brain. So like they were the brains of the operation. So like she made sure operationally we were sound, and Angel made sure like all the bills were paid. So even today, when I said that there are people that's still in my business, she's still working in the business. She still noticed the business better than anybody else. I tell them, I'm like, you can never get fired. You ain't never gonna get quit because like I need you at this point more than you need me. So shout out to Maisha too. And now the third person is not the typical answer where I want to give credit to, but y'all, I'm gonna get deep here. Okay.
Let's go. I like when you go deep.
So when I first started Slutty Vegan, somebody tried to sue me for $5 million because they believed that they had ownership to 50% of my company. Right. So this was very early on in the business.
Oh, wow.
And let me tell y'all, I was devastated. Like I feel like I'm at the peak at this time. I had 1,200 people standing in line at my restaurant, my first restaurant that I opened. Everybody's talking about my business. I got the hottest brand then, right? And then I get a demand letter saying that I'm getting sued for $5 million because this person is entitled to half of my business because they were present when I came up with the idea. Now, obviously, their name wasn't on anything and blah, 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 blah. But I got to give credit. I know that this sounds like backwards, but I want to give credit to that person because let me tell y'all what that did. It made me make sure that all of my paperwork was zip tight. Yep. So now everybody signs NDAs. Yep. Now everybody signs confidentiality agreements. I make sure that my lawyer makes sure that I'm always protected because of that one instance. And if it didn't happen early on, I would not have been prepared for all the things that would have came my way in the future. So I got to give credit to that situation because it really only made me a more sophisticated entrepreneur and it made me sharper. Sometimes bad shit got to happen to you to make you even sharper in your position, and it made me sharper, and I never looked back after that.
Shout out to the haters making us better.
I say no,
Yes.
but I'm but I'm being honest with you.
Like
That's what this book is rooted in.
Yep.
The major one is somebody attempt. So it was felt like a failure, but it actually prepared you.
It was
for
the
real
best thing
sharks.
that could have happened to me because now the operation is zip tight, and even if there's holes in the process, it probably would have been a bigger hole had that not happened to me early on.
Absolutely.
You know what I
Happened
mean?
later,
I love
and
that.
then
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, like I always
Yep.
say, people always say don't trust people. Like I trust people from the beginning, but I trust you because I'd rather you burn me a month in than burn me 3 years in.
Absolutely.
And you earn the trust because people, if they really want to burn you, they'll do anything possible to get your emotion. So it's like,
Yes.
I just tell you, you can have the world. And then they start telling you what they want. And it's like, boom.
Exactly.
That's who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Got your ass.
So I'm happy that it happened early because it really saved me millions of dollars later.
Perfect. Well, Tamira asked the last question.
All right, so this is the GOAT Show, which stands for Goats and Underdogs, as you already know. So do you consider yourself a goat or underdog in this industry you in? There's only one answer here that we're going to accept.
So I'm gonna give y'all the answer that you probably don't want to hear.
I want your answer.
I speak for all the underdogs, right? But let me tell you,
Tell
listen,
us.
the moment that I feel like I am that means that the work is finished. And I'm nowhere near where I want to be.
Amen.
By the way,
And that's all I'm going to say about it.
By the way, I say, number one, we don't allow people to sit on the blue couch unless we consider them a goat.
Thank
So you are a goat. But
Thank you.
the thing I like about what we do here is showing people the goats all have the underdog mentality. That's what makes them the goat.
Yeah.
They
That's
wake
real.
up every day like, I want to show the world that I'm the best, compared to these arrogant people who walk around and feel like, I don't got to prove shit to nobody. I know my value. Stay your broke ass at home now.
Okay.
I'm going to get the fuck up and show the world what I can do every day,
Absolutely.
and I receive the blessings from it. So I just want to tell you, you already a goat because this show, the Goats and Underdog Show, grounds you a goat.
No, thank you.
Period. So I just want to tell you, thank you for being on the show.
Did y'all
And
enjoy me today?
Ray.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Hold on. You know,
I will-
cousin Juju got something.
Cousin Juju.
Juju got something to say.
I would be remiss if we don't give you credit for black love, black excellence, black
Thank
entrepreneurship,
you.
Black
and a black
education.
role model for these young women.
Yes.
No, I'm about to
You are
say,
the epitome
like,
of a
you're the
role
type of
model.
person that I will want my daughter to be like. Like, look at how she's moving, right? She loves her husband, she loves her business, and she's living in her purpose. And the most important thing she's not doing is fucking complaining.
Nope.
Amen.
Because
Not at all.
I don't understand the complaining mentality because it doesn't help nobody.
get it. Nobody
don't-
cares when you complain.
You want to complain? Let me complain back. So for me, I love that about you. I love that you are a beautiful black woman who's not out here trying to use her sexuality to win, but more using her brain to show you. And the crazy part, you're not even really the chef, so it's like you even smarter than it's like it's not you like that woman that's in the kitchen like, Aisha, I'm making this recipe and this is gonna be my best one ever. No, you the businessman, you the businesswoman.
Thank you.
Woman.
I love that. I think you're gonna be the next Oprah. I'm proud to say that you was on our show, and I
I
love
get
watching.
that a lot,
I love
man.
watching
So
your growth.
I received that.
Nah,
Thank you
because
so much.
Oh, yeah.
and
Put
because
that in
you
the air.
lead with
Compliment.
passion in your heart, and I just love it, man. Because I love seeing black examples.
Don't
of
make me cry.
greatness.
You know I'm pregnant and
Leave it
hormonal
low.
and
Well, if you
emotional.
cry,
okay?
it won't be the first, and we would definitely use it.
Don't
Ray
ask
Dallas
what
made Piggy
happened
cry.
last time somebody
Check it
cried.
out. Do you know why? Not just fucking with you.
Don't ask what happened last time
But
somebody
we
cried.
just want to tell you, thank you for being on the show, Aisha, Dora. Thank you for making this happen. Shout out to our sponsors, Tote and Carry. Shout out to our sponsors. Matter of
Shout out
fact,
to
I might
Slutty
have to put you
Vegan.
on that list. Shout out to our sponsors, Yoko Vodka, and maybe shout out to our future sponsor, Slutty Vegan.
You
We have to
already know.
affirm
Next
and manifest.
Okay.
We have aligned it right now. We have to do it.
Free lunch
This
for
is
the
the
kids.
God Show, and we are out.
Thank
We
you.
are out.
Thank you.